Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you're not new, thank you guys so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support. So today we're going to be doing a review on the newest release from Kayali, which is called Eden Juicy Apple. Juicy Apple. I did end up getting the mini size just because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, so I prefer to get the mini size just to like try it. Because Kayali isn't sold in store near me, so I do have to blind buy it. But with that said, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet and to the point. If I'm talking quieter than usual, that's because I am filming a lot later than usual. I am filming literally at like midnight on Tuesday, so I'm hoping to get this up Wednesday morning. But yeah, I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet and to the point. So if you guys want to see my thoughts on the newest release from Kayali, then just keep on watching. Okay, so getting into it, before we talk about the scent, let's talk about the notes. So I'm reading it off of Sephora, and it says it has crisp, juicy red apple, sweet berries, fresh floral notes. What else does it have? Juicy red apple, blackcurrant, pink grapefruit, and lychee. The middle notes are wild berries, raspberry blossom, jasmine, rose, centifolia. And then the base notes are vanilla flower, amber crystals, sugared moss, and sensual musk. I don't know why I can't get words out right now, but those are the notes on Sephora. As for the scent, I got this, like I said, I'm filming this Tuesday night, but I actually got this on Friday, so I wore it all weekend. This smells so good. When I saw the notes and I saw this release, I was really excited. But to me, I was a little bit confused because reading the notes, it sounded like a spring or summer scent because it sounds really like fruity, a fruity floral, basically. In the opening of this, you do get the red apples. Like you get that red apple and that lychee. You get like a very juicy, mouth-watering. The lychee almost gives it that little bit of like sourness. But you definitely get the red apples. It's there, it's juicy, it's mouth-watering and delicious. And then in the mid, it says floral notes. I'm not going to lie to you. The mid of this has a little bit of a sharp floral, and I was a little bit concerned when I first smelled this, but luckily the sharpness kind of goes away, and then you do get that vanilla. But the vanilla in this is not an overly gourmand cakey vanilla. The vanilla in this, it's called vanilla flower, and basically it just adds like a smoothness, so it smooths out that like sharp floral that's in the mid, because if that sharpness stayed, I don't think I would like that. But yeah, so the vanilla in this just honestly adds some smoothness, and then the musk in this gives it on my skin especially a little bit of a powderiness. It's not like a baby powder, but it's almost like a powder puff. So the musk in this I actually really like, and on my skin I get that powderiness, but when I spray this on clothes I don't get the powderiness. It just straight up smells like a fruity floral on my clothes. So there's that. But overall, it's a fruity floral. The apple stays throughout the whole time, and then I will say in the base, the lychee fades after the opening, unfortunately, but in the base I get like that apple, and I do get a little bit of the berry notes. And I think the berry notes mixed with that musk, it's kind of reminding me, I'm not saying it's the same, I'm not saying it's a dupe, but it's reminiscent of Burberry Her. So I describe Burberry Her as like a powder puffed strawberry, and Burberry Her has like that strawberry note and the same kind of musk. So I think that's why it reminds me of Burberry Her, but think like Burberry Her, so think like that powder puffed fruitiness basically is what it has in common. Think of that, but with like an added floral note. So I really think this is so pretty. This is very like feminine, it's very playful, and it's kind of bright. I think this could be like a universal, like year-round scent. I was scared this was going to be like too spring and like summer, but because of those kind of like, because that musk and because of the kind of smoothness from the vanilla, if it stayed as juicy as the opening, I think it would be. But because it has that musk and those base notes, yes, it's playful, yes, it's fruity, but I don't think it's overly fruity. It has that floral note in there, which makes it a little bit feminine. I feel like it would be universal basically because I consider Burberry Her to be like signature scent worthy. This kind of reminds me, like I said, it reminds me of Burberry Her, but with added floral notes. This is definitely, like, if you were going to describe this, yes, it's a fruity floral, but there is a little bit of like a sophistication to this still. It smells a little bit like elevated, a little bit sophisticated still. It doesn't smell overly, I don't like to say juvenile, but it is what it is. It doesn't smell overly juvenile. There's something in this, maybe it's the floral notes that they use that gives it a little bit of like a sophistication, a little bit of like an elegance, but it's not overly elegant. It's definitely playful, it's fruity, it's floral. I just want to look at my notes because I did, as I'm testing it, I wrote it down. So I said, yeah, it opens mouth watering. What else did I say? The apple sticks around, but it's not as juicy. Yes. And I said, overall, this is very pretty. It's likable. And out of all of the Kayali fragrances, I feel like this one is actually the easiest like blind buy. And that's because I feel like a lot of people will like this, and a lot of people will enjoy this. It's one of those ones where you read the notes and you kind of know what you're getting, because with niche perfumes, you don't always know. The notes can say one thing and you can think it's going to smell one way, but then it smells totally different. But I feel like this is one that like you kind of know what you're getting. So yeah, overall, I really enjoy this. I'm really glad I picked it up, and I will be using my whole mini, and I will probably pick up a bigger bottle because I really like this, and I feel like this is a perfume that's like an easy reach for me. I know that I will get a lot of wear out of it. If I had to describe it, I would describe this as playful, feminine, and sweet, because there is a sweetness to this, but it's not like overly gourmand. The fruity notes stay there, but it's grounded with that musk, that vanilla, and those floral notes. The floral notes, I feel like elevate it a little bit, so that's what's giving it like a little bit of elegance, which I really like. But overall, it's definitely still like classified as a fruity floral. It's definitely still a fruity floral, but like taken up a notch, you know? So I feel like a lot of people are going to like this, including myself. Think, like I said, think the same family as Burberry Her, but with added floral notes. So if that sounds like something you would like, I feel like you would really like this. With that said, let's talk longevity, because this is not part of their intense line, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, and I tested this on skin and I tested it on clothes. And on my skin, I would say, keep in mind, I'm not what you would call an oversprayer. I spray typically 4 to 5 sprays on my body, and that's because my family, my husband especially, is very sensitive to scents. So with me spraying, as I typically do, I would say it projected for around 2 hours. And after that, it did sit a little bit closer to the skin. You could smell it if you came in a little closer, and I could smell it on my skin for like probably like a solid 5 hours. And after that, it was like really close to the skin, but it stayed on my skin for 5 hours. On my clothes, I sprayed it on my t-shirt when I was wearing it, and I could still smell it the next morning, but it wasn't like beastly. It wasn't like projecting. Like, you could still smell it, but again, you'd have to come in a little closer to be able to smell it. So I would say either spray a little bit more if you want her to perform a little bit better for you, or spray your clothes. I typically always spray my clothes, but when I'm testing fragrances, I do like to spray only my skin and then only my clothes, just because I know not everyone likes to spray their clothes, so I just want to be able to tell you guys how they perform separately. But I would for sure spray my clothes and it would do more for you. But with that said, I'm not mad at that. 5 hours for me is like typical, and because it wasn't part of the intense line, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, you know? And I kind of like fragrances that aren't super beastly, only because, like I said, my husband is really sensitive to scents. But this is one that I'm really glad I picked up. I was looking forward to it when I saw the notes, and I'm glad I did. It was everything I thought it would be, and I'm really glad, because like I said, sometimes with niche fragrances, you can read the notes and think it's going to smell one way, but then it smells totally different. And this is not the case this time. This is what I thought it was going to be, and it smells delicious. It's a fruity floral, but taken up a notch. And I really like it. So I feel like, though, you could wear this year round. It's not overly floral, it's not overly fruity, and because it has like that vanilla, it has that musk, and I think oak moss, it like grounds it, so it makes it like year round. I probably would more so wear this during the day, but I feel like you could easily wear it at the night, in the nighttime too. But I usually would go for something a little bit more sensual, sexy for night, but this could be a signature scent, I feel like. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. I tried to keep it short and sweet and to the point. But if you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram. It's always linked down below. I post different kind of content on there. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.